Hi, everyone. Welcome to our National Student Exchange Virtual Fair. Today's session is the Wilderness and Adventure Campuses. As people are still coming into the room, I would just like to ask that everyone is muting their microphones. Video is more than welcome. We would love to see you all. This session will be recorded, so please be aware that that is taking place as well. We're going to go through a series of campuses describing their programs, and then we'll have a question and answer session at the end of the presentation. So be thinking of what questions that you have, either related to National Student Exchange or the different campus programs, and we'd be happy to connect and answer those questions after the presentation. I think entrance has slowed a little bit, so we will move on. Again, to say welcome. Today's session on Wilderness and Adventure Campuses will start with introductions by each of the National Student Exchange coordinators and any guest presenters that they have with them. We will give a brief overview of National Student Exchange. These are the participating campuses that we have with us today. And then again, at the end of the presentation, we will have a question and answer session. So National Student Exchange provides an opportunity for students to study away at over 170 member colleges within the United States, Canada, Guam, Puerto Rico, and the U.S. Virgin Islands. We believe that adding a collegiate study away experience enhances education and enriches students' growth. Each of our campuses speaking today will give a little bit of an overview on their colleges and how you might end up at their institution for your time participating in National Student Exchange. A little intro video for you to watch. Each institution presenting today will set their own eligibility guidelines. They will have their own payment plan options and policies. And so your home NSC coordinator will be the best place to get the most information about these unique opportunities and to hear about how you might be there for a semester. We will start our info sessions on specific campuses with Sam Houston University.
Hello, everyone. Oh, can you hear me, Stephanie? Okay. I'm Jessica Miller or Jessie Miller. I'm the Assistant Director of Study Abroad. I'm here in the Global Engagement Center at Sam Houston State University. Our mascot is Sammy the Bearcat, so go Bearcats. We're really proud of him. But I do have a few facts about our university. I think it's super important for students to be aware of, kind of put in context what size university we are. And I would say we're medium. So student enrollment right now, or in the past was fall 21,000 and spring is about 19. So relatively small, but yet a beautiful campus. We do have student organizations. We have a lot, actually. So over 300, and we have over 100 dedicated solely to just outside activities. I also wanted to just show a few pictures of our students and different things that we do. Also, our campus is very beautiful. We've gotten awards for having such a beautiful outside campus. Of course, Sammy the Bearcat can be found walking around everywhere, so you can get a ton of pictures with him. And he's very helpful as well. I also wanted to show Sam Houston. We call him Daddy Sam. You will see him entering into Huntsville, our city, and then you will also see him leaving as well. So that's how you know you're in Huntsville. You see Sam Houston, this big, huge statue. I forgot how tall it is, but it's pretty tall. We also have a thriving agriculture program. It's huge. A lot of people come to this school for agriculture. It is also an outside activity. They do have clubs and things like that, but as you can see, they're touching meat. We also have medical programs here, and I just kind of want to give you an inside look on how our culture is and the things that we do. So just a few pictures so that you can kind of get a feel for where we are and what we do. Okay, so the main reason why we're here is called Wilderness, and what do we offer here at SAM? So we do have Huntsville State Park. This is one of my favorite things here in Huntsville because I even take full advantage of our state park. It's huge. We have beautiful pine trees and wildflowers, and you'll see that quite a lot if you just explore the park. So how does that kind of tie in with SAM? We do offer majors, and they do a lot of work in our state park. So we offer animal science, biology, biology sciences, agriculture, crop science. But my favorite one is wildlife management. They have a great program. It's cool, and students that do NSC can take advantage of it. If you do decide to go to our state park, you can fish, swim. There's miles of trails. That's one of the things that I do. You can camp, paddle. For NSC students, we do offer a night where we go camping, and we do offer a day where we go walking. You can paddle, you can rent a kayak. We also have a bird and nature center as well. It's pretty cool. I love it. I've been several times. And not only that, we have 89 state parks in Texas, which include historical sites and natural areas. So we got a lot of greenery around here. And if coming to Texas, if that will get you here, we got it. And you can see a few photos of the state park and see how beautiful and well kept it is. And we also have some students, we do have clubs. So that's just a few students kind of exploring the forest. And like I said, we do go jogging and walking there quite frequently. So this is Huntsville State Park.
All right. Hello from Northern Idaho, everyone. I'm Kate Ray Tetchley. I'm the NSC coordinator here, and I'm pleased to have Professor and Associate Dean Ava Strand with me today as well to share with you a little bit more about the University of Idaho and our amazing Semester in the Wild program. University of Idaho is one of the nation's land grant research universities. It has around 11,500 students enrolled and is very student-centered in terms of interdisciplinary research that promotes public service. So we have research stations and satellite campuses throughout the state, and undergraduates commonly participate in a lot of the hands-on research that goes on here. Right now, some examples of that are research on deep soil, malaria symptoms, the effect of wildfire smoke, and Idaho bat species, just to name a few. Moscow is the city where we're located in Northern Idaho, and it hosts our residential campus. It's very friendly and safe small college town of around 26,000 people. And it's one of the reasons it's really nice is that it's so seamless with our downtown. So you can walk from our center campus to downtown in minutes and enjoy the farmers market and lots of fun cafes, restaurants, and more. We're very close by to opportunities for skiing, snowboarding, whitewater rafting, biking, climbing, camping, and more. And quite close to Spokane, Washington, and Coeur d'Alene, Idaho, and about 4.5 hours drive from Canada or Seattle, Washington. U of I offers a lot of clubs, about 170, and so you can choose all kinds of intramural sports and organizations if you come to Moscow. Everything from cycling to horse polo. We got all kinds of things and opportunities to take advantage of. In terms of academics, U of I is a comprehensive institution with 8 colleges and a law school. And because of our natural surroundings, it's a big hub for environmental, ecological, and agricultural research. So a lot of students come, take courses, and end up getting opportunities to get out in the natural world as a part of their classes. So through NSC, you can take courses in a variety of areas, from agriculture, plant, soil science, to engineering and cybersecurity, architecture, as well as natural resources. And with that, I'll turn it over to Ava, who can speak a little bit more to our College of Natural Resources and our Semester in the Wild program.
Yeah, thank you so much, Kate. So I'm Ava Strand, College of Natural Resources here at the University of Idaho. We are about 100-year-old program here. We call ourselves a pure play natural resources college, meaning that we focus on natural resources. So we have 4 main programs. We have the Forest, Rangeland, and Fire Sciences program, Fish and Wildlife Sciences, Natural Resources and Society, and Environmental Science program. We do put a strong emphasis on experiential learning. We have several field campuses. We have an experimental forest that's 12,000 acres, kind of a natural environment where we can do experiments on forestry and wildlife. We have a working ranch, Rinker Rock Creek Ranch in southern Idaho, if you're interested in the non-forested areas in the sagebrush steppe of the northern Great Basin. We also have the McCall Field Campus, which is located on the beautiful Payette Lake, where also our K through 12 students come in, but we do have programs here also for the students at the College of Natural Resources. We do have student engaged faculty, and the size of our program, maybe go back again. Did I move forward? Yeah. The size of our program, we have about 600 undergraduates and 450 graduate students. So why do students come to the College of Natural Resources? Well, most of them say they want to work outdoors. They care about the environment, interested in plants, animals, and people. They want to earn a college degree where they can make a difference when it comes to natural resource sciences and management. And of course, they come to meet like-minded friends and people and work with the faculty here and take opportunity of our programs. So one program that I want to feature today is our Semester in the Wild program. Semester in the Wild takes place in the Frank Church River of No Return Wilderness, which is a 4.5 million acre wilderness. It's the largest wilderness in the lower 48 states. It is a semester-long program. We can take up to 17 students, and there is an application process. And there is also a cost of $4,000 plus $500 of course fees. So keep that in mind, but it's a full semester program and room and board is covered. So what do we do at Semester in the Wild? Well, we first start off in August, fall program. Students come to an orientation at the McCall Field Campus where they spend a few days. And then they hike in to the Taylor Wilderness Research Station. It's a 35-mile hike, so you have to be prepared. And we do that with our ecology instructor, who is teaching stream ecology. The hike goes along the Big Creek stream in the wilderness. So teaching and learning and living and hiking, learning outdoor leadership. We do offer 17 credits as part of the program. Outdoor leadership, 3 credits, ecology and field ecology, environmental English, principles of sustainability, and American environmental history. And the students live in, they come in August, they live in yurts to begin with, and then when it gets colder, they get to move in and live in cabins. They cook together, they order food together, which is flown in by the mail plane. This is the only mail plane that comes into a wilderness in the lower 48. And then eventually in mid-November, they get to fly out in this small airplane that you see here on the upper right. And then the students complete the work online November through December. So I put the website there so you can check it out, the Semester in the Wild. And if you're interested, there is an application process. So maybe we'll see some of you in the wild here next fall. Thank you.
Hi, everybody. I'm Emily Mason. I'm the NSC coordinator at Montana State University. We're located in Bozeman, Montana, which is southwest Montana. We have a little over 16,000 students. Actually, I think this year we're getting a little closer to 17 with graduate students. Our campus is about a mile from downtown, so you could either walk or bike downtown. We also have a free bus service that students can take. And we're about 20 minutes from the Bozeman International Airport. And we are surrounded by mountain ranges. We have mountains for skiing and biking and climbing and hiking, and rivers and lakes for rafting, paddleboarding, kayaking, kind of whatever you love to do. And then Yellowstone National Park is about 2.5 hours away by car, and Glacier National Park is about 6 hours away by car. And then we have lots of state parks in between those two. And you can go to the next slide. And then we have some of the academic programs we have are the biotech program, Native American Studies, Snow Science, which is one of the very few programs in the country, Geology, Japanese Studies, Industrial and Management Engineering, Financial Engineering, and Fish and Wildlife Management. I do get a lot of engineering students that come to MSU on exchange, along with a lot of ecology and environmental science students. And really kind of whatever you want to study. We have many of those classes here. And then we have Bridger Bowl ski area, which is about a 30-minute drive. And we have a bus that comes and picks students up from the campus and takes them up to the ski area. And then Big Sky is about an hour away. And we also have a bus that picks students up on, I think, both Saturday and Sunday from one of the dorms on campus to take them up there. So depending on what you want to do this semester, students want to ski, they come in the spring. If students want to kind of explore national parks and hike and camp, and they usually come in the fall. And if they want to do both, they come for the whole year. And then these are just some photos of the things that are around. That yellow bus is the Streamline, and that's what will pick students up and take them around town. And then we have a separate bus service that will take students up to the ski areas. Our downtown will shut down in the summer on Thursday nights. So they'll close the street off for music on Main. We have the farmers market on Tuesday or Wednesday afternoons that students can walk to or ride their bike to. We have rodeos. There's Old Faithful over there with that students can go see. That's pretty cool. And of course the bison, which if you go to Yellowstone a few times, they'll start to feel like squirrels to you. You see them a lot. And they can create some pretty significant traffic jams in Yellowstone, which is pretty funny. And then we've got the Museum of the Rockies on campus, which has a bunch of different dinosaur fossils and a great American Indian exhibit, and then rotating exhibits that will come all throughout the year. And if anybody has any questions, you're always welcome to contact me. And I think you can find my contact information online.
Hi, folks. My name is Andrea Stevens. I direct the Wilderness and Civilization Program, and I'm the Director of Field Education in the Wilderness Institute at the University of Montana. The University of Montana, I have a tiny little inset map. We're in Missoula, so we're in the western sort of third of the state, and we have an enrollment at the University of Montana of about 10,000 students. We have an enormous number of great programs here, and I would encourage you to check out the umt.edu website for more information about the College of Forestry and Conservation. That's where I work. Our wildlife biology program has been ranked the #1 wildlife biology program for undergraduates in the country. And many of the students that are in my Wilderness and Civilization program come from wildlife biology, but we also are an interdisciplinary program. And so we take students from all over, from the broad array of possible majors and colleges. So I would encourage you, you're here to learn more about opportunities for wilderness and outdoor recreation. And if you want to get in touch with me, I can tell you lots about Missoula and the amazing things you can do here. And I guess what I'm going to do right now is just focus on wilderness and civ. This is a program that's been operating for about 50 plus years on campus, and it takes place only in the fall semester. You end up at the end of the fall semester with a minor in wilderness studies. And part of the unusual structure of our program is that in addition to taking courses on campus, you are off campus for at least 30 field days. And the longest trip that we do is a long 10-day trek, but we have lots of time that we're off campus. And so the whole point of our program is to explore, the wilderness sort of philosophy of wilderness, and your own personal definition of wilderness and wildness. Next slide, please. So we have a cohort of 25 students. It's an application process. And I understand through NSE that you need to go through and be accepted to the program first, and then you can apply through the NSE program to transfer for a semester. So our cohort is small. We take only 25 students, and those students take all of their courses together. So I think our program is pretty unique because it is an interdisciplinary program. So we're looking at wildness, we're looking at wilderness through many different lenses. We have an art course, conservation ecology course, a literature course. We heavily emphasize field skills for people that want to go on and work in the natural resource field or work in the outdoor recreation field. We have a watershed management course, and then a wilderness ethics and philosophy course. And so we attract people from across the spectrum of degrees, and we try to give equal emphasis to the humanities and the sciences in our program. Because we do spend a lot of time outdoors, people always ask about gear and how do you be prepared? And we don't have any specific prerequisites. We don't have any specific academic prerequisites, and we don't have any specific outdoor experience required to participate in the program. We loan gear if you need gear. Students end up sharing a lot of gear, and we make it work because we don't want to send anyone off to go on an expensive shopping trip to go buy a whole lot of gear. The cost of the program, in addition to just normal tuition, is $450. So it's incredibly affordable way to have an experiential opportunity and to get outdoor experience and outdoor skills. And I just listed here on the left, a 10-day Rocky Mountain Front trip. That's the Rocky Mountain Front of the where the mountains meet the plains. We do a 4-day flatwater canoe trip. We're about to leave tomorrow for that trip. So we'll be on the Lower Flathead, and we're examining Wild and Scenic Rivers Act, as well as the Flathead Reservation, the Confederated Salish and Kootenai Tribes Cultural Waterways Ordinance. And there are plenty of other 1 to 3 day trips that are both art and ecology and philosophy trips. The courses I've listed, I mentioned those before. It's a total of 18 credits, and at least for University of Montana students, those apply to general education requirements as well as honors electives. That doesn't apply for if you're an NSE student. Next slide. Oh, I guess that's it. So my name is Andrea Stevens, and I would love for you to contact me if you have any questions. You can just simply look up the Wilderness and Civilization program, and my contact information is there, as well as the process for applying for our program. And I hope to hear from some of you just if you have more questions. Great, thanks.
Hey everyone, my name is Miranda, and I'm the Exchange and Study Abroad Coordinator here at the University of Alaska Southeast. I'm here joined with my colleague and NSE alum.
Hi, I'm Kaylee.
And we're here to talk to you today just about the offerings of UAS and some of the programs that we have. Some quick facts about Juneau. We are a population of 32,000 people, and our campus is probably one of the smaller ones of the groups that are talking today. We have a total population between our 3 campuses of about 1,500 students, both online and in person. We were voted this year as one of the most beautiful college campuses in Alaska, which we are very proud of. And it seems to have cut off, but I kind of put a little star heart where Juneau is located on Alaska in comparison to the rest of Alaska. Anything else? on
Yeah.
that one?
As you can see, we are a coastal university. We are on Auk Lake and we are on Auk Bay. So we have access to, and you can see the Juneau ice field in the background. So we are in the wilderness, our campus, so to speak. Okay, I'm good.
So some of our highlights, we offer 3 pretty unique programs here at the University of Alaska. We have our outdoor studies program, our dive semester program, and our aquaculture semester program, all of which take place outdoors and on the water or in a forest. We also have research opportunities on the Juneau ice fields, as Keely will talk about in a moment. But we are located in the middle of the Tongass National Rainforest, which is one of the largest temperate rainforests in the world. So a lot of research opportunities here and a lot of exploration to be had.
So people come to Alaska for that wilderness exploration adventure. And with our outdoor studies programs, such as glacial trekking, crevassing, rock climbing, sea kayaking, you're able to get hands-on experience and build those outdoor and navigational skills within a semester, a year. You can even possibly complete a certificate based on whatever credits you might have going forward. The dive semester is a comprehensive semester in the spring in Sitka, Alaska at our sister university. And some other notable programs include the Native Studies and Languages. So you can really get immersed in Alaska Native culture, which is very important. This is an indigenized space here. So that is a very unique feature of UAS. Marine biology, we're ranked 8th in the nation. And for us being so small, that means that we have a great faculty to student relationship. And then the Juneau Icefield Research Program happens in the summer. So that could be an extension of your exchange semester. I was an NSC student myself. That's what brought me here to Alaska. And the on-site hands-on experience you get is unlike anywhere else, especially being so close to the, we're in a fjord. So we have mountains, rivers, glaciers, ocean, lake. So you get all of it.
And as a note, just for the dive semester and aquaculture and outdoor studies, those programs, we request that students apply for them first before applying for the NSE program, just because they are competitive and we want to ensure that you have a spot in those programs before completing the entire NSE application. Typically, I'm very communicative with the other campuses and they will let me know if a prospective NSE student is interested in applying. And we currently have 2 students right now in Sitka on the aquaculture semester through NSE. These are just some pictures of what you can explore here in Alaska. A lot of these are recent from both this year and last semester. As you can see, we are a variable of weathers. It can be super sunny to super rainy and cold. You have the chance to see the northern lights. A lot of students like to go out on Auk Lake, which is right behind me. When it's frozen over in the winter, it's a perfect place to watch the northern lights because there's no outside light pollution that happens. During the summer, the lake is perfect for kayaking, paddleboarding, as you can see. Students also have the chance to be able to go fishing and go berry picking, harvesting. And as you can see up there, walking over the glacier and kayaking up real close to it. I also hold events for my students at NSE. We go out to one of the beaches and hold a barbecue. And we also just get together to see how everyone's doing and talk about classes and any upcoming events that they have going. But we'd love to be able to see you on campus. And if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to either one of us.
Hello, I'm Katie Davidson. I'm the NSC coordinator at Utah State University, located in Logan, Utah. We are in the beautiful Cache Valley between 2 mountain ranges. And we're just within a half day's drive of 7 different national parks, 5 in Utah, and then Yellowstone and the Tetons up north. And it's only about an hour drive to 4 different ski resorts. We have 1 or 2 actually in the valley as well. We are both a land grant and a space grant university and Carnegie recognized R1 institution. And so we've got a great undergraduate research program that may be of interest to some students. We are about an hour and a half north of Salt Lake City, and we have an international airport there, so students can fly in there if they want to, and there's a shuttle service that you can book to get up to the campus. As of last fall, our undergrad enrollment at the Logan campus, and the Logan campus is where students would come, was 18,160. We do have a huge statewide system as well as a great online program. So I think total there's around like 28,000 students, as well as graduate programs. And then we have students represented from all over the state of Utah, all over the United States, and more than 66 countries. And then you can see we've got several degree programs there, 114 undergraduate degrees, and then our student to faculty ratio is 19.5 to 1, and depending on where students are in their program, that can vary a bit. So a lot of the intro classes would have, you know, a lot of students, and then as students get farther in their program, they would have smaller class sizes. Next slide. So USU used to be a member of NSE many moons ago, and we recently rejoined back in 2022, and I'm very excited to have the domestic programming option for students. We do operate on home pay only at the current time. And just some neat things to note about our campus. So we have a lot going on with like the nutrition and food sciences programs. Sometimes you can taste foods that students are working on, different flavors for things. We have the Aggie Creamery with really great ice cream, and they make cheese as well. We've got the Aggie Chocolate Factory, and that is a single source cocoa bean chocolate factory. So the flavors come from where the cocoa beans are coming from, not from added flavoring. And I should also mention Aggie is because we're an agricultural school, so we are known as the Aggies, but we also have a mascot that is Big Blue, the bull. We have the Aggie Recreation Center, or the ARC, and that's a really cool facility. There's a climbing wall. You can see that in that bottom left photo there. The outdoor programs rental shop on campus is great. So you can rent all kinds of stuff. So if you're wanting to go camping and you don't have a tent or a sleeping bag or a little cook stove, like all kinds of things, ski gear, kayak stuff, paddle boards, you can rent lots of different things at the rental shop. Outdoor programs also does trips. I think they have a trip just about every weekend on the longer breaks. That they have trips, and they'll go backpacking and mountain biking and whitewater rafting and all kinds of cool stuff. I think those are a great opportunity for exchange students to get to see the natural beauty in the surrounding area. We also have a sustainability office and sustainability grants. So if students are interested in that, they can apply for a grant for a project. Aggie Blue Bike, students can rent bikes from that. We have lots of student clubs and events. And in that top right photo, that's up in Logan Canyon, which is just like 2 minutes from campus, the mouth of the canyon is. And then that big A that's below it, that's at the Luminary event. Students that come in the fall are invited to participate in the Luminary. I just went to it for the first time this year. It was a really neat, fun event, and lots of other fun stuff going on. Next slide. And then just some more pictures. So you can see the quad of our campus up there in the top towards the left with the beautiful Wellsville Mountains in the background. I think those students in the top left are up at the Wind Caves hike that's right into Logan Canyon. Yeah, we have all 4 seasons here in Logan, and we do get lots of snow. So for students interested in skiing and all those kinds of things, if you're coming for 1 semester, the spring semester is best for that. But if you're coming for 2, then you get to see all the different weather patterns. So yeah, we look forward to welcoming students here at Utah State. Thank you.
Thank you to all the NSE coordinators and presenters for sharing more about your opportunities at your school. At this time, instead of doing breakout rooms, we would like to just open up the room for questions, and they can be questions specific to different programs that you either heard about. They could be questions about National Student Exchange in general, or just general questions overall. We're happy to answer and facilitate answering any questions that you might have. You can either raise your hand or unmute yourself if you do have a specific question. You could type it in the chat if that's easier for you to do as well. I'm going to stop sharing the screen in just a minute and see what kind of questions there might be. I'm going to kick it off by asking those that participated today. And again, same thing, you can unmute yourself and answer as you are inclined. But for those coordinators that were presenting today, can you speak, those that had specific programs, so the Semester in the Wild and those specific ones, how competitive are those programs? How early should students be looking at applications and be putting those applications in? Or do they have time to consider multiple factors in their lives? Can you give an idea of what that might look like for each of your programs, the specific ones that have applications?
I can talk about ours. We, and I'm with the Wilderness and Civilization program. Our application process is open now, and we run on a rolling basis, which means we take applications as they come. We don't just wait for everybody to apply and then wait and look at them all at a certain deadline. So I would recommend that if people are interested, they start looking at it now, because we would not typically fill up until, let's say, February. So you would have time, but there's that lag time between when you get accepted for a program, for our program, for example, and then you still have to go through the NSE application process. And so I guess what I would recommend is, if you're interested, start reaching out, at least to us right now, to apply. We also are fine with people applying who aren't interested in attending next fall, but would want to attend the fall afterwards. So you can always, lock in a spot if you know that you can't, for whatever reason, take the fall off next fall. So that's just for our program.
Yeah, I can, Eva Strand here, University of Idaho, and Semester in the Wild. I can speak to the Semester in the Wild program. If you are interested in the program, I suggest that you contact me. I'm going to put my email address, or Kate, if you want to put your address also in the chat. The last couple of years and through COVID and everything, we only had the program open to the University of Idaho students, but we have room for additional students. So it's hard to say how competitive it will be with other students wanting to come into the program. But please go ahead and contact me at eva.s@uidaho.edu if you are interested. And usually we start the application. We do have an application process that starts in the early spring, and then we make the selection in end of March. You would be notified. And we'll have a wait list as well, because there's always a couple of students that end up for some reason not being able to go to the program even if they're accepted. So we'll have a wait list as well. And if you apply for this coming fall, and you end up not being selected, you'd be more likely to be selected then for the following fall. So usually our students take the program in either their sophomore year or their junior year. So for example, if you're a sophomore, apply this year, you could do it in the junior year instead. So don't hesitate to reach out if you want more information, and the website is there also.
Yeah, and I'll just add to that first Semester in the Wild, students can come here on host or home pay. Both are open, and it was just an additional program fee that was about the room and board. So, and yeah, very welcome to email me as well if you have questions about either Semester in the Wild or just generally coming to the University of Idaho in Moscow. So I'll add my email here in the chat too.
I can speak to the aquaculture and dive semesters here at UAS at our Sitka campuses. The aquaculture semester only takes place in the fall, so that deadline is going to be around the same time as the placements. So when students are interested in going on exchange, you can go through NSE if you want, and then apply for aquaculture, or reach out to aquaculture prior to putting in your application before the deadline and trying to get in. So maybe February. For the aquaculture semester. The dive semester takes place only in the spring and extends into partway into May. So you might be outside of the contract time period for NSE. So that's just something to be aware of. But that also is on a relatively rolling basis. I had a student go on direct placement just a month ago to be able to get into the dive semester, and he was put in. So he'll be going to Sitka next spring. But that one, they typically start to look at applications around early September, but they won't close applications until they're full. And they typically stop around 20 to 25 students for both of those programs.
And I'll speak on the outdoors studies and skills program. We're an open enrollment institution, so our exchange and international students are able to participate in these courses. There are just additional requirements and paperwork because you do have to be able to participate in such, it can be strenuous in the backcountry and wilderness, especially being bear aware and a bunch of other factors. So you do have to write an essay, super short, but we do limit the barriers for participating in these programs. So our students are able to, and a lot of exchange and international students take advantage of these courses because you can only do it in Alaska while you're here. So there's just a few minimal requirements, but there is staff to support you with those. So competitiveness, I would say our students come first. Staff and faculty also take these courses because of the interest, but our students come first. So the competition to get into it is less. I should say less.
Yeah. I can also mention that if you are only here coming for a semester, the ODS program is for the academic year, so you have to be enrolled for the entire year, but that does not limit you from taking any of the ODS or cross-listed PE courses that allow you to go on these rock climbing trips or ice caravanning or things like that. So you still have the opportunities to take them. You just wouldn't be getting the certificate that comes along with it if you're only here for a semester.
You're also able to see other Southeastern communities such as Skagway, Haines. Some also go up into Canada as well. So you are able to see other communities other than Juneau in those classes.
Again, if any students or those participants have questions, happy to answer those questions. My next question for the speakers would be, many of you mentioned student organizations that are doing some of these activities out in your communities and in your nature areas. Can you talk a little bit about how students would get involved with student organizations as National Student Exchange participants, or how that might happen on your campus? Every campus does that a little different, maybe.
I can speak a little bit about how we do it here at SAM. So we have a leadership initiative office. It's open for students to kind of come in, walk in, and kind of explain what they want to do on campus. And there's a director who can let them know what organization fits their needs. And then we have presidents and all of those different things that they can get in contact with. But we do have a person on campus. All you have to do is go into the office and just explain to them like your passions and hobbies and things like that, and they will help you join organizations. A lot of our NSC students are encouraged to do that, and they join all the clubs. So that is how we streamline NSC students being able to, just know what's out there. It's kind of hard to know what's out there if you're not really one of our students. So we do make time to go over to that office and give them opportunity to do that.
Here at MSU, students can, like the other schools have mentioned, we have an outdoor rec center where students can rent gear, and that's a great place to get connected with student groups that are going out and doing different activities. We also have, it's called MSU Debut and Catapalooza at the beginning of each semester, and they're the student groups will set out tables all over campus and students just walk around and see what's out there and available. And then we hold a list at the Office of Student Engagement so students can look up and see what groups might appeal to them. So yeah, there's a lot out there.
On our campus at the University of Montana, we have a lot of outdoor program opportunities for students, leadership opportunities within different clubs. And so I will just mention a few of them. We have a chapter of the Backcountry Hunters and Anglers. We have a chapter of the Wilderness Society, a student chapter of the Wilderness Society. We have a student chapter of Society of American Foresters. We just started a Ducks Unlimited chapter on campus. We have a student recreation association. And then we also have an outdoor programs division or branch of the campus that rents gear and teaches classes and takes people on trips as well. So I know a lot of our NSE students have a tough decision when they're done with their semester. They're often thinking like, oh, maybe I'll stay for another semester. So, and that happens frequently. So there's lots of things to do, even once you finish, if you come for our Wilderness and Civilization program, if you decide to stay for another semester, there's lots of other opportunities to do things off campus, outdoors.
At Utah State, for students that come in the fall, we have Day on the Quad, which is usually like the first week of classes. And so for 4 or 5 hours, there are all these different booths set up on the quad, and many different clubs come to that, different offices. They're handing out swag and candy and all that fun stuff. So that's always, the students are always very much encouraged to come to that to find out about opportunities. And then they can find out about like events and such on the website as well. Sometimes students will reach out to me if they're interested in like a particular intramural club or a different club on campus, and then I'll find out who to get them connected with so that they can join that.
At UAS, we have campus kickoff in the fall, and there's a smaller version of it in the spring. We also have our student rec center, which is up over by Upper Housing, where students can rent equipment and be able to use facilities like for pickleball and basketball. We have different intramural teams. We have no actual Division 1, 2, or 3 teams here in Alaska, but we do have a lot of community-based teams if students were interested in anything like that. I totally lost my train of thought.
No, that's okay. We also have community events. Juneau is very interconnected. So we also have chapters with backcountry anglers. We also have just a lot of fishing and other groups on campus too. And students are it's easily accessible for our students.
Oh, I remember what I was going to say. We recently implemented a new partnership with our Parks and Rec here in Juneau, where students can get into public recreation facilities for free. So our Eagle Crest Track Center, Eagle Crest Ski Resort, which is where our snowboarding, skiing, snowshoeing all occur in the winter. Students also get free bus passes here so they can get through and around Juneau. The pools are also free for our students. So just something to consider, that even if you can't find it on campus, it'll be somewhere in Juneau.
Great. Thank you all again for sharing more about your campus and your programs. We have a couple minutes. So again, we'll leave the room open if anybody has any questions. And again, feel free to ask specific questions about programs or specific campus questions that you might have. We'll hang out for another couple minutes and answer any questions that might come through at this point. But thanks again.
Hi. So are these programs available? Are you allowed to take individual classes, like not part of the program as a whole, but like as an add-on elective sort of deal in addition to like your major classes?
At UAS, yes, you can do that here for sure.
With our program, Bridget, the Wilderness and Civilization program, no, because our program is a full 18 credits. And so there's really not room to take any other courses in addition. If you come to the University of Montana, generally speaking, then you can sign up for whatever courses are of interest to you. But for our particular program, we ask that students register for our courses and no others, because it's a little bit much to take more courses besides that.
Yeah.
At SAM, at SAM, it's the same thing. We have minors like wildlife management and agriculture. They're really popular. But if you're an NSC student, we usually try to get you into whatever you would like to take, anything you're passionate about, on top of your core that you need to take as well.
Yeah, for us with the semester in the WILD program, you are limited to, or you are asked to take the 17 credits that we have offered, because they are offered in person in the wilderness. I suppose you could take an online course in addition to that if you wanted to, but probably not recommended. And of course, if you come to the College of Natural Resources, you're free to take any courses that are both available. Many available online, but many are also lab and field courses that are taught in person.
Yeah, I would just add that if you come to the University of Idaho Moscow campus as an NSC student, you have the whole range of curriculum open to you. So, you know, across the disciplines and lots of options. So, yeah.
And we do have a lot of student clubs too. I didn't mention that, but we have student clubs in forestry, the Range Club, the Fire Ecology Club that go out and do prescribed burns under, of course, supervision on the forest or with private landowners. We have a restoration club, wildlife and fish and wildlife also have clubs. So there's lots of ways to connect with like-minded people.
And at Utah State, students can take classes across many different disciplines. As long as the classes are open and any prerequisites are met, then that's totally fine.
Great,
Yeah,
thank
same
you.
with Montana State, exactly what Katie said.
I think we've gone a little silent. So if there's any last minute thoughts from coordinators, I'm happy to let you have one more say. Otherwise, we'll wrap things up for this afternoon session. And again, thank you to our presenters and thank you for those that stayed to participate in the conversation. Have a great afternoon. Enjoy your evening and best wishes to all in your NSC selection process. Thank you.
Thank you.